Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. Hey, we have an awesome interview planned for you guys coming up here just in a few seconds here. But go ahead and check out the Grabbing the Brisket website. That's grabbingthebrisket.com for all the info of all the different shows that we do and all the different recipes and stuff that we put out there.
Kick-ass T-shirts, all the links to everything.
Yeah,
Social
for sure.
medias.
Yeah. So let's welcome in Mike from Blazing Star Barbecue. Hey, Mike, hey, appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit here and talk a little barbecue with us.
My pleasure, fellas. Anytime I can hang out with you guys and talk barbecue, hey, sign me up every day. Let's do it.
Right, I feel like this one's been a long time coming. We've been talking about, hey, we need to get him on. Finally got you wrangled in.
Yeah, you got past John. John, he had you scheduled out pretty good lengthy time. So, yeah, it's glad to have you on, bud.
Heck yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, so I wasn't there when you guys all met for in person for the first time. Can you guys tell me what was going on there? Because I think it was at the barbecue competition that I missed.
Yeah, no, we did a competition at one of our local VFWs, and it just kind of would you say stars kind of aligned a little bit.
I would actually say that
Mike
yes.
was in town with personal
It's a graduation.
graduations or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
And
My
swung
daughter was
by the cook-off, which I think we actually maybe killed it at it, right? Didn't we just grand? No, we didn't.
We did not.
We were horrible in that cook-off.
We did not. It
I just
started.
remember it being really muddy.
It was wet.
It was
That's the
super
one
muddy.
I got my freaking trailer and truck
Yeah,
stuck
that's
at.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. It started off like, okay, all right, yeah, this is going to be legit. I did get a call. Right? It was like was it beans?
I think it was
Oh,
beans.
yeah. You
Beans.
did get like second place beans.
Second
or
place
something
beans.
like that.
Oh, yeah, those beans were really good, too, man.
So
Man, those beans were killer.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. So got the call in beans, and it was like,
Oh, we're going to
okay,
do this. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Right.
And then
Right?
nothing.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, that's all right. Hey, you
speak-
know what? It happens.
Speaking of competitions, though, didn't you just go to a pretty decent-sized competition here recently, Mike?
Yeah, I was out at the American Royal in Kansas City. That was pretty badass. We didn't place, but yeah, it was over 500 people in that open invitational.
That's freaking
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Who were you cooking with out there?
I was part of the Shed barbecue team down in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
That is awesome.
Okay, the shed or whatever it is.
Yeah,
shed
that's
barbecue.
Yeah,
I forget his name. What's
It's
the
the
guy?
barbecue at Brad Orr.
Brad.
Yeah.
The Shed barbecue and blues and juke joint. So it's a pretty killer place. They were on Diners, Dive-In, and Drives
Yeah,
early on.
I think that's where I saw them. Like, it's a very interesting, a very kind of collected, joint. And I would say
It
joint.
is.
It really is just a true classic joint because it looks like you go in there and they just added on and added this, and it was just very. You could definitely tell blues is a part of the theme of the restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just everything's just wild. Everything's just crazy looking, and they sell badass barbecue. And I know they've been pretty successful in the past cooking at the American Royale and some of the other competitions that they do.
Yeah, they're two-time world champion at Memphis in May. Oh, nice. So yeah, they've had quite the success.
No, they have for real. So I've never had the honor, or nobody's ever asked me to hey, do you want to come help us out? Or you want to come, whatever. Just from your, experience there, what was it like?
Yes. Give us the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty wild. First of all, one of the reasons they kind of opened the invitation to me is because they have a saucery there, and they make my sauces and seasonings. So going there first in Memphis in May was wow, this is cool. This is, seeing a lot of legends. The Mo Case in there. Man, I have so many people. Malcolm Reed.
Oh yeah.
Just the list goes on and on. So seeing all these legends and barbecue in one place is automatically insane, right? And then when you get to the whole hog, that's just a whole nother level, the judging, how it's done, because it's actually at Memphis in May, it's actually like live judging. They have certain categories where they actually have judges that come, to your booth, and you put on a presentation. So we were doing a lot of like you do a lot of prep work, do a lot of cooking. Then it's like, okay, now we got to clean up everything because we're about to do a presentation. And there was a lot of that stuff going on. And then when you make it up to the American Royal, I wasn't even prepared for how many teams were up there. I mean, the whole infield of the Kansas Speedway was completely full of trailers and tents of just teams after teams after teams. And it was just like insane. And then they have parties and stuff like that too. So they have like a designated party night where they actually give away like the best party team or best party tent or whatever. So they got all kinds of stuff going on the whole time frame. So
yeah, and
there's a lot of drinking.
Shout out to our good buddy. I say good buddy. We've competed several times against him. Robert Rocha with Bullhorn Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
They won best party
really
out there at the American Royal.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know what team he was under or what the whole collective thing was, but yeah, they won. I think this is like two years in a row, or maybe three.
I think it's three.
Three years in a row.
Third one that they won. I don't know if it's so I think it is 3 years in a row if you count skipping last year.
Right.
So
correct.
I think they won the two previous to COVID, and then they won it again this year. So yeah, I actually went over and talked with them and hung out with them for a little bit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a cool guy, and he's got his own podcast as well. And it's
I did not know that. That's
the
cool.
So Smokin' Gooder Show. So shout out to them. Go check out that podcast.
Second best barbecue podcast in Texas.
There it is.
Just kidding. They actually are great. I love that show.
They are. We're fans.
Right. So cooking out there, I mean, it's obviously it's pretty hectic or whatever. But how does the whole turn-ins work? Day wise, as far as I mean, I know you're there all week, but as far as when they start turning in the different categories and run us down the different categories, because we're used to doing like brisket, ribs, and chicken. That's it.
Right. Maybe some beans occasionally.
Maybe beans.
Right. So it's a KCBS competition, and then they have a bunch of ancillaries. So they have the normal chicken, ribs, pork, which is typically pork shoulder, right? And then brisket. So you have those four that are the typical KCBS.
Are the ribs? Are the ribs spare ribs or are they baby backs?
They're spare ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that people don't turn in baby backs. I don't think it's necessarily a choice. But I think they were, maybe since Prairie Fresh, I think Prairie Fresh was, no, you brought your own ribs. So everything you bring your own. So I think you can turn in baby backs. I've seen people turn in baby backs with KCBS. It's just typically not everybody pretty much does spare ribs, St. Louis style cuts.
So is this something that's like frowned upon, or like you'll get disqualified, or you can turn it in if you want?
Anybody will get disqualified. It's just I think it's like an understood. It's no different than like in the SCA, where it's understood that you're supposed to, make your steak circle and tie it up with a string. Even though if you go to the SCA steak competition, it says nothing in there about doing it. It's one of those things where this is how everybody does it, so this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
But not in the rule books, so to speak.
Right. Well, it's like the CBA now. You can turn in whatever ribs you want, right? It's probably
Well,
something
it's just
more
like even
popular
the
than
chicken,
others.
right? I saw a lot of people turning in legs instead of thighs.
Yeah, I know that's getting more popular.
Yeah, so that's something I noticed more at this KCBS. I mean, at the Royal there was a lot of teams that turned in legs versus thighs.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know.
Legs are a lot more easier to manage. Like,
Right.
I mean, just
Right.
we've done. I've cooked the KCBS like chicken thighs, and it's
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's very labor
Yeah,
intensive.
for sure. For sure.
Chicken legs. I mean, really. I mean, you're pulling back that chicken skin. As far as again, I'm not like super successful cooking chicken legs at a KCBS contest, but from what I know, you just pull that skin back and then you're basically injecting. You can season a little bit and you're pulling it back.
Right.
I'm sure you're probably, I don't know if you can brine them or not, but you're not pulling the skin off. You're not trying to scrape fat off the back of the skin.
Right.
And putting it back on and shaping it like a little square.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like doing lollipop chicken legs. You do it one time, that's great. I'm never doing that shit again.
Well, I think
exactly.
Yeah, so like the square, but not like the like you've seen. What was who did the cupcake chicken?
They use the
cupcake pans, or whatever it was.
Myron
Mixon.
Myron Mixon, whatever else. I don't think like that's not really I don't think that's really a thing.
I think it is. I think some of them did.
Yeah,
we did that on the show, and then people started. Oh, he did it. We have to do that.
Okay.
Our guy that did the chicken on our team. That's what he did. He did the little square cupcake pans,
Little baby loaf pan or whatever.
Yeah, baby loaf pan. So yeah, he was using those.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, and so they had they had a vegetable category, and there's the vegetable you could just do anything with it. They had potato, a separate one that was just potato. They had one that was turkey. And so the turkey, it didn't have to be like a whole turkey or something like that. You could we made a muffalata sandwich, a turkey muffalata sandwich, because I think we had finished second or third in Memphis with that turkey muffalata sandwich. So we decided to move it to try it out at the American Royal, and yeah, it didn't do so good. But I'm trying to remember. There was so many different categories. So one day, all day Saturday, we did the ancillary stuff for the open invitational, and then on Sunday was the turn-ins for your normal KCBS stuff.
So how many days were you like?
I flew out there on a Wednesday. The actual competition, everybody was pulling in on Wednesday, and then there's separate stuff going on Thursday and Friday. So the competition is actually Saturday and Sunday, and it's open to the public on Friday and Saturday. Friday, so we were in a separate section. We have an area. It's kind of like a VIP section. I think it's designated for teams that are like world championship teams and people that do whole hogs. So they had an event on Friday called the Pigapalooza, is what they called it. And we did whole hogs. So we started the preps, right, for the whole hogs on Thursday. So we put them on Thursday night for presentation on Friday for judging on Friday, and those were all like live judging with the pigs. They came out and you put on a presentation. I'm sure you probably saw the flying pig.
I did see the flying pig. I was just going to mention that.
Yeah. So Stretch, who's with Grinders Pizza in Kansas City, he came. It was funny because he hit us up on Thursday, and we heard rumor that he was going to do a flying pig. We're like, what? And then next thing you know, he comes over and they're starting to bring in a zip line. This was on Thursday. And then he comes up and he's like, we had just got done prepping our hog, and he saw us prepping the hog, and he came up to me and Buddy and he was like, hey man, will y'all prep our hog for us? I'm like, sure. So we were going to cook it anyway. So they were going to cook it on our cooker. Well, actually, originally we were going to try to put their whole hog on the old hickory, but we got it mounted on the RoboHog, and then we went to try to put it in the old hickory, and it wouldn't fit. So we were like, oh well, we're going to have to cook it on the Willie's Jeep, because that's what the Sheds barbecues. They have the 1952 Willie's Jeep that's converted to a whole hog smoker.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
And yeah, it's badass. But so we ended up cooking both hogs on that for that event, and it sucks because we were like, we thought it was going to be like a top. I think they changed it this year. They just only announced the winner of it, so they didn't do like a second place or a third place.
That means everybody got second place.
Sucks.
Right. Yeah, it does, especially when you put all that work in there. And then we had 2 hogs in it technically, right? So it would have been, nice to known that like both of them got second, third, or something like that.
Well, you probably did.
But yeah, I think just looking at some of the other stuff, but Boar's Night Out, they definitely killed it, and they're back-to-back Pigapalooza champions, so they won the last 2 years, I think, and they have a traveling trophy with that one. So the rule with that trophy, so the first year they did it was 2000, I think 13 or 14, and the Shed actually won it. And what they do is whoever wins it, they took the trophy home and they have to add to the trophy. And so then every year when somebody wins, they take it back and they add something to that trophy. And it's got like a blowtorch through it now, all kinds of crazy shit on the the trophy now. So it's an ever evolving trophy that stays with the team throughout the year, and then the next year they bring it back with a new addition to the trophy.
Very cool.
That is, I'm not really hearing a whole lot of like drinking time or any type of maybe kicking back and having a few. Is there a lot? Is there any relaxing time?
So probably every little breath that I took in that explanation, I was taking a sip of beer the whole time frame. Yeah, pretty much. Probably about 8, 9 o'clock. I mean, we were starting with either Bloody Marys or, I'm used to, drinking a little more hardcore beers or bourbon. They were drinking Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras, so I'd probably go through about 18 Bud Lights during the day, and from 8 o'clock to about 11 o'clock at night every day out there.
Yeah, it's like
not to let everybody. Yeah, just staying hydrated.
Just staying hydrated.
Yeah, it looked like he was having. I saw some video of him doing some kind of line dance. He was having a good time out there.
I think you might got me confused with somebody.
No, you were doing some kind of dance out there. I think I saw one. You were dancing.
And John, you're clearly wrong.
No,
it was somebody else.
Okay, I will do a duet with that video.
Right,
and
no
we'll
electric
get her out
slides
there.
or
I don't know what it was. I don't know how to do any of those
shuffles
dances
or
but,
anything like that. No.
Yeah, I think it was the Cupid Shuffle, and Dano was my cameraman.
Oh, nice.
I saw a video of him too doing some arm wrestling and getting beat by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's very cool.
It sounds like a good time that we need to be a part of like next year. So
I know.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we could set up and do a little live podcasting, just hanging out.
Fuck that. Let's go out there and
Hell
cook.
yeah.
Yeah, I love to cook, but I want that invitation too.
Yeah.
Right.
So, look, man, I know that it's been like, I don't know how many different lines of stuff you've got out there. They're all phenomenal. We all have our favorites that we're using, but you've got more and more success. I've heard your name even during our podcast that we're doing our lives. I'm sorry, our lives that we're doing. If your name is brought up, like one day, I think we were in the process of using your one of your sauces, and somebody was like, "Oh, Mike, Blazing Star!" Like they were like, "Holy shit!" And it wasn't what I had recognized before or anything else, So,
right.
How has this been going for you? Like, is COVID's happened and we're past that? We're moving forward. Do you see yourself just launching through the stratosphere there?
Well, can I ask? Can we get
James.
I'm going to ask a question, Jan. Can we get like an origin story? How did this thing start? How does Blazing Star start?
Yeah, so it's kind of wild.
I forget.
I've been cooking and doing barbecue. I'm just a backyard dude. I was in the military for 21 years. I was always that guy every time they had like a shop barbecue, get together, party, whatever. I was always the guy on the grill. So I've kind of been barbecuing, most of my life, but never, really competition side of the house or a restaurant or anything like that. Been kind of into developing my own sauces and seasonings probably for about 20 years. But really, it was just for me. It was all about trying to perfect my barbecue. Was never really using rubs or sauces that were out on the market. Just really always was into developing my own stuff. Fast forward to last year, about February time frame, I had some friends in Vegas that I helped open up several Filipino restaurants. My wife's from the Philippines, so that's the relationship there. And I helped them with a couple restaurants and did a bunch of like security cameras, social media, websites, different stuff like that. Anyways, they reached out to me and said, hey, this was right before COVID was really, truly like we knew what was going on or didn't know what was going on. Either way you want to look at it. They reached out and said, hey, we got another restaurant in Vegas we want to open up. And I was like, cool, I'll come down and help you out. So I go there and I show up and it's a barbecue joint. And I'm like, is this like Filipino barbecue? They're like, no, it's more like American barbecue. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So they asked for some help. They got a new Tennessee Pride smoker. I was helping them with that and giving them some pointers on different, things. And then they said, you make your own sauce, because they'd seen me post stuff on my Facebook or whatever. And I was like, yeah. They're like, well, we'd like to try it. And I was like, okay, sure. So I brought them in some the next time I came in. And then they were like, this is pretty good. I was like, cool, thanks. And they were like, well, we'd like to use it at our restaurant. I'm like, how do you want to do that? And they're like, we just want you to make it, and then we'll buy it from you. I was like, okay, cool. Sounds like a winner. So we kind of started with that. And anyways, as they started getting reviews, COVID shut down. Then it kind of died. Then all of a sudden, I got a local news came out there, and I went from making like 5 gallons of sauce for them to like 20 gallons of sauce a week. So then I was like, man, I might need to start a business with this, So I started a business license. I already had a name. I'd thought about like several years back. I'd thought of a name. And so I had a logo designed by my graphic designer. And then I opened up a social media page and didn't even open up a website yet. I just had a social media, Instagram and Facebook, posted some pics with my sauce in a mason jar. And somebody reached out to me and says, how do I buy this? And I was like, that's a good question. And next thing you know, I started a website and started moving, and people started like giving me good reviews on my sauce. And I was like, well, shit, if they like my sauces, maybe they'll like my seasonings. And then I put my seasonings out there, and seasonings were actually doing better than the sauces. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And, then I jumped on TikTok in November, Thanksgiving time frame of last year, because I had saw the marketing potential of it. And once I did that, it boosted up even bigger. And it's crazy. Like, I don't even, seeing all these people like using my products is something I never even imagined, because I'm not your typical guy. I'm not a guy that come out of the competition world. I'm not a guy that came out of a restaurant business that became successful and then I created a, sauce line or whatever. So it's wild. So that's my story. I hope I made it quick enough.
No, definitely. I mean, I think you're spot on. But one of the things I want to say is like, I feel like you are like you're the typical guy that has a phenomenal product. Like you have a really great palate. You have a great. I guess you're really good at engineering and putting these seasonings and rubs and sauces together. But to me, honestly, I met you and you're like me. Like we are the typical guys. You're just a guy that went out and did it. You're like
right.
You had an idea. You're like, hey, you know what? This is really good. Let's test the waters and how that went. But man, I know why you're having success because your product is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really, really,
sauces
really good.
are freaking amazing.
They are.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate
the Reaper
that.
rub is good. I mean, you're having success because it's really good. But
I really appreciate that. That means a lot.
Seriously, man, I know that's no lie. And then when I met you, I honestly I really didn't know what I was expecting. I was like, okay, is this guy going to show up in some entourage of like, you know what I mean? You don't know, like, you don't know who you're meeting,
Right.
and whatever.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was super excited to meet you. Dude, you showing up to some little rinky-dink little cook-off that we're doing.
I was so bummed I couldn't make it out there.
You should be, John.
I
'cause
was. I told
missed
you I
out.
was.
You missed out.
I did miss out.
You're never gonna get this back.
Never? Like never?
That's right. Your son. What was it? Your son was graduating or something.
Right. I fly for free,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go fly out to wherever Mike is, Vegas, and hang
Hey,
out with him.
come
there.
on out. I got a casita. So you got a place to stay. We'll light the smoker, light the Alamo grill. We'll do it up.
It's
There
on.
it is. There it is. Okay. Well, John wins again. John's got free airfare. Shit. But no, man, I'm serious. It was really cool to hang out with you, and I may have got ahead of myself a little bit during just asking you, talking to you, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I interviewed you and did the whole thing just while I was trying to pick your brain. You know, I think like an entrepreneur, and I may not be able to execute like one, but I definitely think like one. But no, man, it was super cool to meet you. And then honestly, dude, like your stuff is fire. Is there? Like, I know you get the Reaper. I know you've got the
All-purpose.
the all-purpose rub.
Scorpion rub now.
Yep.
Yeah, scorpion, pork and rub,
The pork and
and
rub.
the beef rub. Yeah, so the pork and rub, believe it or not, was the first rub I actually ever truly developed. And I actually called it my house rub. It was always called my house rub. And matter of fact, when I first released it, I only released 2 rubs. I released the house rub and the beef rub. And the house rub, I truly developed it for ribs, like initially. Like that was, I'm a rib guy. I love ribs. And I think I've spent a good portion of my life cooking ribs, and always trying to develop a flavor profile for ribs that I just truly enjoy. And that pork and rub was it. That was it. And I really, truly, from that, I have a blend, right, that's in that pork and rub. And that blend that's in that pork and rub, I carry it throughout all of my products. In my seasonings, should I say.
Yep.
So I have this, what I call the Blazing Star blend. And each rub, obviously, I do something different with it, with that blend. But it's meant to, if you take my beef rub and mix it with my pork and rub, it's going to go well with it. If you take my, it's all about what you're trying to do with whatever you're cooking. Do you want to try to make it spicier? Then, go to the Reaper, or now the Scorpion. So when I came out with the Reaper rub, I was hesitant actually with the Reaper rub. Much like the spicy sauce, when I came out with the spicy sauce, a lot of people don't know until they get it, but it has Carolina Reaper in it. I didn't call it Reaper sauce because I didn't want to scare people away.
Right.
And so when I finally came out with the Reaper rub, nobody really was buying it at all, and it was because they were scared of it. They were intimidated by the name. And then they actually started trying it, and they were like, oh, wow. This is not crazy, insanely hot. It's balanced, sweet heat. And so, of course, I came out with the Scorpion mainly because of there was still people looking for more heat, right? And I didn't want to just make it hotter. I wanted to, because it would have been easier for me to just upscale and just add spice to it and just make it hotter, right? But I decided to add some more intense flavors into the Scorpion rub, and I think when you get a chance to try the Scorpion, I'll have to send y'all some down there. When you get a chance to try the Scorpion, you'll see that it's kind of like the Reaper rub on steroids.
Yeah, we need to try that one.
Nice. Yeah, I am definitely a chili head. I'm a hot head. I like. I've been known to even during a competition to
Satan's anus chicken.
Satan's anus chicken that I put forth one time, and to be honest with you, I didn't realize I used a Scorpion. What is it? Tabasco.
Right.
I use a Scorpion Tabasco mixed with some barbecue sauce. This is years ago. Some barbecue sauce and I think some honey or something. And
Yeah, it was honey, maybe some Craig's.
Maybe Craig's. Yeah,
Craig's as well.
But let me tell you, this was probably some of the hottest chicken. If you like hot chicken, this is some of the hottest chicken you can put in your mouth.
Hell yeah!
And people were eating and were like,
not in a good way.
I just turned it in. I was like, we turned it in, and I was like, I just ruined the entire competition for chicken.
Right. Anybody that tasted any other chicken after that one, they were like,
they can't even.
There's
judge
10 people.
Else.
There's 10 people that
That's
on
funny.
a table got to eat this shit.
As soon as it hit
That's
the
funny.
pit, it was like pepper spray
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
while you were around it.
So
That's funny.
yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do sometimes, you know. But
Oh yeah.
I was trying to create something that I thought I know I've done before. Obviously, never with a scorpion hot
Right.
sauce though.
Yeah.
Right. So it was always with like a milder sauce.
There
Th-
might have been some cold beers involved.
To be honest,
lot
there
of
were
cold
probably
beers.
there was a lot of cold beers the night before,
Lot
and
of
there was a
cold
lot
beers.
of trying to get back up going the next day. Maybe a couple more cold beers the next day, and that
Right.
led into just probably poor decision making. Right? I mean,
I don't think
just,
so, James.
No.
That
I don't
never
think so
really
at all.
happens. Does it? Does that really ever happen?
With
Mike,
Jan? Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to tell you right now, it was not a poor decision making. I would tell you 100%. This is, first of all, you can't get it perfect 100% of the
It
time.
was either poor decision or poor execution.
Definitely
I think
poor
John,
execution.
it was execution
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I think Jan had tried this recipe with this
100%.
particular sauce, but mixing it, I think it was just one drop or two, and that was it. But I think Jan went in just kind of just shaking, just like
The day of? Oh, it was
Yeah,
definitely
he had a heavy wrist that
the
day.
heavy wrist, just shaking it. Oh, okay, stir it up. Yep, that's probably good. It was probably a good like 5 or 6 dashes of this scorpion sauce in like a small like 8-ounce bowl of
it was a tiny little
sauce,
bowl, yeah.
and yeah.
You do what you got to do.
Right.
You didn't have to do that.
Well, you do what you got to do, John. But hindsight, right? Going back, you know what? I learned from this. This is a teaching moment, not just for me. It's for
Right.
anybody else out there that wants to have devil's anus chicken.
It was Satan's anus.
Satan's anus. I'm sorry.
That's what I nicknamed it.
Yeah. But hey, listen. Had I had a bottle of your stuff, Mike, I just would have used it and been done with it because it was the flavor profile that I was going for. Right in my head, I had a way this thing should balance and taste. However,
Right.
I just couldn't execute. So, yeah, all along, just right there, I was trying to do.
Well, we
Blazer
got
Star.
you next time. Though.
There it
we
is.
got you next
There
time.
it is.
It all goes back to trying new things while you're at competition, right? Like
This-
you're in
this is-
competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's try something new.
This is probably when was this? Like
Bad
2018. This is probably like 2018 or 2017, right? So
Yeah, we always tell ourselves that hey, we have a plan going in. This is what we're going to do. But when you get at the competition, I don't know what happens. It's just a flip, switch just like flips, and you're just like, maybe we should try this.
yeah, right.
Right.
And then you try it, and it's not successful, and you're like,
Right.
why did I do that? What's
That's what-
wrong with me?
That's what Mike Tyson
Why did I
said, right?
deviate?
What did Mike Tyson say? He's like, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth,
Exactly.
Right.
and it goes out the window at that point, right?
Everybody's got a plan until they break out the devil's anus.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, there's the name for your next sauce, Mike.
Exactly.
No, don't do that.
Let me ask this. We'll sidetrack off of barbecue real quick. First concert or first car? Any notable story you want to share, Mike?
First concert was it was a country concert. I was a kid. I'm trying to remember Reba McEntire,
My girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
That's my girlfriend.
Talking about
Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah. Not my girlfriend.
that's Jan's girlfriend too.
Nothing crazy. It was a good concert.
What-
My first car was a 81 Cutlass Supreme.
Oh, nice. A G-body.
Yeah. Yep. So that was my first car.
What about
And,
first paying concert?
What do you mean?
Like that you're going to yourself, like a
As an adult?
Oh, okay.
as an adult? Yes.
Ooh, that was down in New Orleans. I went to a Plant Page concert down in New
Okay,
Orleans.
okay.
I was in I just got in the military. I was probably 18, 19 years old. I was stationed down in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I heard that Plant and Page was going to be at the Superdome, and it happened to be my first weekend where I had like Liberty. So yeah, me and a couple fellows went to Plant and Page concert, and then got plastered on Bourbon Street afterwards.
Nice.
Badass.
That happens on Bourbon Street
Yeah.
That does, yeah.
Yes.
a lot.
It's funny,
Yes, it does.
I flew into first. There's two things I'll never do in this life. Okay, well, I can't say the first one, but I'll say I will never, fly to New Orleans and party for 4 or 5 days and drive back. That'll never happen again.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
it'll never
that's not
happen
a good
again.
Again.
Okay.
Again. We actually flew into New Orleans, and it was like, to me, it's like a normal weekend, right? It's a normal weekend in May. Really, what it was a wireless convention where 30,000 other people had flew into New Orleans at the same weekend for this thing. And here I am. I'm like, is it always like this? This is crazy. Bourbon Street's nuts, right? Because it was.
Is it Mardi Gras?
It was like Bill. I actually saw Bill Clinton on Bourbon Street.
No,
crazy.
you did not.
I swear to God.
Was Monica there?
No, Monica. Listen,
Damn.
when
That'd have been a story right there.
I know. Well, the Mountie cops started riding their horses down Bourbon, blocked everything off. All of a sudden, cars started showing up. And if you're on Bourbon, there's no cars. There's cars for Bill Clinton. We're actually eating, and I look over. I'm like, everybody's like taking pictures. I stand up. We're all kind of stand up in our restaurant looking, and there it is. Bill Clinton's he's waving at everybody, just like thumbs up and whatever else. I'm like, Jesus, this whole thing for Bill Clinton? I mean, I get it.
Right?
Was he president at the time?
No.
Okay.
No, he was not.
He's like, don't tell Hillary I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hillary knows where he's
Don't
at.
let her know I'm at Catch
She got
Me Out.
GPS on his ass. Yeah, right? But yeah, it was nuts. So, but I'll tell you a go-to. This is my go-to for every city that I go to with my wife. I go into the city, and the first night she's like, I'm tired. I'm just going to go to sleep. We traveled. We've done all this, right? Not me. I go see the lay of the land. So I went and mapped the entire area, the French Quarter, Bourbon Street. I walked the whole thing. Now, I did see every bar that I could see probably as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got back to the hotel, but the next morning I remember it was like a hazy fog. I was like, oh no, I think Quarter's over here. And I was like, how do you know the Quarter's that way?
How do you know?
Like, hey, I was out last night. I know everything. I saw so.
At what point in time does it become like the movie Beer Fest, where you got so drunk, now you have to drink so much to remember the night before what happened?
Yeah. It was that bad. I remember I ended up at the old Absinthe House there on Bourbon Street, and the guy was like, "Hey," the bartender's like, "Hey, you want to do an absinthe shot?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here. Why not? Let's do this." Mind you, I don't know how much the damn thing cost, right?
Right.
So it goes, it's like $26. I was like, for one shot? What? And he's like, yeah, he's actually in the middle of making it. I was like, that's fine, I'll do it. It's whatever. Well, the guy next to me he's like, I'll do one too, right? I have no idea this dude is. So they light the sugar cube on fire. It all drips down in my drink. It does the whole thing, right? And then and then he gives it to me, and I'm like, okay, just shoot it, right? He goes, yeah, just drink it. And I was like, okay. So I tip it back, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I'm kind of holding it in your mouth. You don't really know what to expect, right?
Right.
So I kind of hold it for a second. And then I was immediately I was like, I cannot hold this in my mouth. I got to swallow this thing. So it's like water in your mouth, and then it's like 151 fire down your throat, and then at the very end it's like licorice, right? You're like,
right.
What just happened to me? Like, I'm all confused. It's just horrible drink. The guy next to me takes one sip of his. He goes, I can't drink it. You want mine? I go, dude, I just paid $27 for this one shot. Like, dude, drink your drink. And he's like, I can't. I'm like, either I'm getting roofied or
I'm drinking it.
or I'm going to drink it. So I just like, oh, fuck it, I'll drink it. So I shot the drink, and then I was like, well, I got to get the hell out of here. So I think I phoned my way back to the hotel, found it, and got in. I was like, if I'm getting roofied, at least I'll be in my bed before something happens,
exactly.
you know. So, but yeah, it's the most disgusting and yet weird. Well, honestly, I'd probably do it again. Drink I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Has anybody just rolled into New Orleans and maybe just like hit up some bakery or just get some beignets and just see the sights and
Not do bourbon?
have a nice fun time and then just leave?
Yeah,
I'm
all the
not
time.
drinking, you mean?
Maybe they drink like
I'm sure they're
a
probably
half of a hurricane and then they just leave. Or I feel like all stories end with just like it was horrible.
Right. I definitely got my share of New Orleans stories. That's for sure.
I got hammered on the plane on the way there. I had free drink tickets from somebody who knows who gets free flights.
Nice.
So I tried to offer some. They would only give me 2 drinks at a time. So I tried to offer them to the lady next to us. She's like, no. But I'll use your drink tickets so you can get 4 at a time. So I drank like 8 drinks on the plane.
There it is.
That's an hour flight.
It's an hour flight. So by noon, I was shirtless on Bourbon Street riding a mechanical bull.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
I think those drinks hit a little bit harder the higher the no. Let me rephrase this.
Oh,
the higher you are altitude drinking, I think you think you're fine, but once you get back down to ground level,
Right.
I think
Right.
your sea legs, you're just like, what's happening?
Whoa.
Well, they say every drink in the air is worth 3 on the ground.
Really?
I don't know if that's true, but that's what they tell us.
I spent.
I think we should test that. Dude.
Well, then I had
Let's do. Hey, you want
I had a case of beer in the air.
And that's how John lost his job.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. Like you live close to Vegas, so we got to find a place. It takes just as long for you to fly it does for us to fly.
Right.
Or are we fly?
Screw it. Let's just fly to Vegas.
Yeah, but he can't.
Yeah, we'll do Hangover Part 5 or whatever
Part
it is
do.
now.
All right. Screw it.
So I get the memories of watching Always Sunny in Philly, where they do the Wade Boggs thing, where they fly from
Right.
wherever they're flying, drinking like 57 beers.
Philadelphia to somewhere, yeah.
Yeah,
And then he's got he actually hits a ball. That was the thing.
correct.
He
Because he played that night.
Still had to hit. Yeah.
Right.
So and then I think what's his name? What's the Charlie? Charlie actually hits a ball, and then the guy's like, "Well, I guess it's true." And then that was it. He's so smashed. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to. I did see the other day the Wade Boggs statue that they have there at the stadium had to be taped up and made off limits because apparently someone let their kid get up in there and got their head stuck up. I guess it's probably in between where the where he's holding the bat and his elbow. The kid stuck his head up in here.
God dang it.
Dude, I don't know what they had to do to get him out, but apparently it's a big deal. And the next thing you know, they taped off everything.
It's called
Yeah.
natural selection.
Right.
That's what this is called.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, I'm sorry, kid didn't make it, man.
Little
Like,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Brisket drippings
Wow.
would have
There
got
it
him
is.
out of there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Maybe it was.
100%.
Yep.
So, Mike, we ask everybody. I mean, you're no exception. Everybody has a barbecue fail. Everybody has a barbecue win. Is there anything that is probably coming to your mind that you would mind sharing to us and the people?
Wow, huh? Yeah. So a barbecue fail. I was doing some Korean short ribs for a birthday party, and I was cooking on somebody else's propane grill. And needless to say, they didn't clean it too well, and it had like a grease, the grease pan or whatever. I guess must have been pretty full. I went and threw some. It's a pretty decent sized grill. It was like a 5-burner grill, and I had probably 30 Korean short ribs on there. Put it on, went inside to clean up, and walked outside, and it was just an absolute like flame ball coming out of the
Billows
out of the grill.
Tower
I was like,
inferno.
holy crap! I went to open it up and try to put it up. I tried to pull the meat out of the way real quick, and forget about it. It was done, and it was definitely not. And so then on, I never use anybody else's grill from that point on.
Right.
But,
Not going to do it.
Right.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they'll tell
It's
you like,
like-
"Hey, I just used it. It's perfectly fine. It's no big deal."
Yeah,
Right.
It's a big
Right.
deal. You ain't use it the way I'm
that's
fixing to use it.
exactly.
I love that the
That's pretty
barbecue
much how he
fails are.
said.
They're always either at an event or they end in a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yours is both.
You
That's
know?
great. You hit
Yeah.
both.
And
nails.
it sucked
Trifecta?
because
Yeah.
a birthday party,
No, I know.
and they were like, "Hey, we want you to do your Korean short ribs." I'm like, yeah, no problem, I got it, And I still had some more to cook, but needless to say, not everybody got to have Korean short ribs after that,
Who wants pizza?
right?
Right. No, I love that. I love walking by when somebody's grilling in the backyard. I love when I spot it really fast. If I see the pit and I see that white billowy smoke just pumping out of this pit, I'm like, now that's on fire. Like, and
Right.
100% of the time,
Yep.
as soon as you open it up, the
Yep.
flame just shoots up and you're like, dude, you're burning your meat.
There's
right
nothing
now.
you can do at that point.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's the movie Backdraft. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
There it
exactly.
is. I love it. I was kind of like, oh, hey, what you cooking? And they're
Get
like,
your phone out and watch
they
this.
look over like, oh, that looks weird. I'm like, yeah, that looks weird. That's on fire.
Love that. Thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's always good to laugh about some of the failures. I mean, I have a couple of other ones, but that was probably one of the biggest ones that was important.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely
well,
right.
it goes along the I guess I mean, we probably should start little guidelines or maybe some rules. The barbecue fail, how to not do type deal, because a lot of it really, like you said, you're using somebody else's pit,
Right.
Yeah,
or you forget about
Oh yeah.
right.
That's
something.
me. I always forget something.
Distractions are very huge. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. It's
Too much hot sauce.
Yeah, the old
Yeah.
hopper and the pellet smoker.
Yeah.
Where you forget the pellets.
Right. Quick
They
reload.
don't slide down properly.
yeah.
Same
was
thing in
one.
the easy bake oven, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've had a couple of issues with the easy bake oven. The rib not wanting to fit. I thought those videos were going to blow up, but they didn't do nothing on TikTok.
It's amazing. And
Funny.
We'll open that can of worms right now. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. Like it's for us. I think we're seeing kind of just a stifleness, a
Big
very
time.
very just like I'm not really sure what's happening, because before maybe 6 months ago, everything we're putting out there is like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 views. I mean, but now it's like you put a video and I know this is freaking hilarious. I
Yep.
know people, but nobody's seeing it. I'm like, I think we just put out a video offering free money. Like, just drop a comment,
Right.
let us know, we're going to send you money. And last I just looked, nothing. Doing nothing. I'm like, okay.
I'll say this. This is one thing I've noticed, and this is what I was told by several people. They said they changed the algorithm so that they're pushing it to your followers now, and not to the FYP. So it's more important that your followers react. That's what they're saying, right? But this is what I'm noticing. What I'm noticing is it seems like certain people's contents is going through the roof, and then people like y'all's account and my account are not getting anything. And I really got, actually at the Royal, I really kind of got perturbed because they were allowing other people to post videos with like pigs, and they would go, right? I would post one and it would either get sent to it would get blocked by TikTok.
Flagged inappropriate.
Or it would get a content. What is it? The sensitive. What is it? I got 2 videos right now that are up, and
like sensitive material.
Sensitive the content or whatever. And then now I'm getting videos where this past week, every time I post a video, they're holding my video for like an hour. So it says 0 views for like an hour. And then all of a sudden they let it go. So I don't know what's going on. It's kind of getting frustrated, especially because obviously, people like us that are trying to build the account, to, promote what we're doing and what have you. It's kind of stifling us.
I know.
So, it's we got frustrating.
We got to 90,000. I'm not going to say quick, but
pretty quick.
It was pretty quick.
Yep.
Trying to reach 100, it's moving at a snail's pace.
I bought a bunch of lower cut shirts, so I'm hoping that helps.
There you go,
John. Somebody's got to show some cleavage or something, because I don't know what else is going to do this thing. Because, but hey, we're not here to bitch and moan about social media.
Right, that's like bitching about your fantasy
part of the
football
game.
team.
It's part of the game, right?
It is. Hey, we play the game, so we'll have to live with it. Hey, Mike. Hey, before we let you go, please let all the people know where they can get a hold of you and where they can get a hold of your products. But
also give us a run through of like, if you don't mind, just the I know you have your original, you have your spicy sauces, whatever else. Yeah, but just throw it out there as well.
Oh yeah, so I have my original and spicy barbecue sauce. Those are just 2 things that really started the company. And then I have beef rub. I have the all-in-one seasoning. We have the pork and rub. We have the Reaper rub, and then the newly released Scorpion rub. And also hoping, because one of my taglines is that I'm bringing unique. If all of my bottles, it says I'm bringing unique flavors from my world travels to your backyard. So I think I've done a good job of bringing unique flavors. Now I'm about to start showing the world travel portion. This Friday, hopefully, as long as freight delivery works properly, I will have my Asian Bang sauce will be releasing this Friday. That sauce I'm truly excited about because I don't think there's anything like it on the market. And I think it's something that hopefully will help launch the brand even further.
Oh, we got to get our hands on some of that.
Yeah, I will order some of that as soon as it launches. Like if it's this Friday, let me know.
Text
or whatever. Me. I will definitely order some.
Oh, I appreciate it, fellas.
Word.
All right.
And as far as social media, I can be found at Blazing Star BBQ pretty much on every social media platform. Doesn't mean I use all the social media platforms, but I do have them. Predominantly on Instagram, TikTok, sometimes Facebook. Trying to get more into YouTube as we speak. My website is blazingstarbbbq.com. Yeah, give us a follow, check us out, and maybe we can hopefully turn people into some unique flavors.
There it is.
I love that. That's fantastic. Yeah. Hey, Mike, appreciate you joining the Grabbing the Brisket crew. We're definitely in your corner. We're rooting for you. People, go out there and check out all the Blazing Star products. Super badass.
I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, I can't thank y'all enough for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to put my stuff out there. It means a lot. I appreciate y'all's support since day one of meeting y'all on TikTok. So I appreciate it, guys.
100%, man. And listen, hopefully, if you get too big, just let us know. Like, hey, I'm too big now. I can't. I'll have my assistant come on or something.
That won't happen. And I'll be down to Texas.
All right.
I'll be down y'all's way probably, hopefully, sometime between now and the end of this year. If not, definitely by spring of next year, I'll be down that way.
Well, hit us up, man.
Yeah, let us know, brother.
For sure. We're going to hang out.
All right.
All right, man.
Take care, bud.
Yep. Y'all take it easy.
Yep.
All right, there. We got Mike from Blazing Star Barbecue.
It's such good products.
It is.
And I love the fact that how he started out and just. I mean, he's got a passion. He has traveled. He's traveled his ass off.
Military, right?
Military guy.
Military guy.
And this is what he does, right? So,
Yeah. Well, I'll say it right now. Like anybody out there, and I know a lot of his rubs, kind of like not center around, but a lot of his rubs they bring the heat. Mm-hmm. They bring the spice.
Bring a spice. It's not a heat. I guess
Some of them do, yeah.
No, I know.
They bring the
they
spice.
They bring a spice, but I do like that. What he was saying is like it's a
well-rounded, balanced,
unique flavor from my travels. Basically, I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like it does bring the spice, and he does have certain rubs that actually bring the
spice,
bring the heat.
Yeah.
And he has some sauces that actually bring the heat. I know he has the normal and the regulars or whatever, but I think that's what people are starting to gravitate towards because there's not a whole lot of product or stuff on the market right now that is designed or developed for people that like a little bit of the spice to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's like you don't really see a whole lot in the grocery stores. Basically, you see the sweet heat, but it's not really heat. I mean, we're always like on the competition trail, we're always doctoring. We're always adding more heat to it because when they say sweet heat, it's more like just brown sugar and black pepper.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's got some unique flavors. He's got some unique products out there in the market, and a lot of people are starting to gravitate towards it. And obviously, I mean, he's starting to be pretty successful
I think so.
on putting that stuff out there. Great news about the Asian Bang sauce that's coming out. I saw a lot of that on social media of them doing the test and all that good stuff.
Good.
So it looks good. Super stoked to maybe give a little shout out, give a little try to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'll definitely order some.
Yeah.
So we'll get it here, and then hey, wings, ribs, chicken.
Hey,
all
if
of
it's got bang in the name, we're on it.
There it is.
Not shitbang. Who's that? William
Hung.
Hung. Oh man, that's a good time. Grabbingthebrisket.com. Guys, go check it out.
GrabTheBrisket.com.
Grabthebrisket.com.
Yeah,
one.
all of those.
Go
ones.
check it out. That'll direct you to our Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the different pages that we're a part of social media wise, and it'll take you to our swag shop.
Yep.
Maybe if you want to purchase a T-shirt, I think that'll save like 2 or 3 kids.
It does save 2 or 3 kids.
Maybe a dog or a cat or something.
For sure, 2 or 3 kids. By your donation today.
Okay.
Cue the music.
You ever see that? Really quick, do you ever see that Keen and Peele skit where you got Jordan or Keen's rolling out of this, looks like a mall, and then you got the other guy, he comes rolling up, he's got the clipboard. He's like, hey buddy, you think maybe you could spare $1 to save a kid? And he's like, hey, I'm good, buddy. He's like in a parking garage, he's like trying to get to his car, top roof deck, and he's like, no, I'm actually good. And he's like, man, it's only $1. Like $1 saves a child in need, and it keeps going. Is finally he was like, oh, okay. And he like opens up his wallet, and he's got like $5 bills, and he's like, okay, here's $5. Okay, that's five children. Okay, and he gets on the phone. He's like, pulling over. All of a sudden, you see his van come screaming in. Doors come flight open, and there's like freaking like
5 kids get out.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of them in there.
There's like 7, 8-year-olds all packed in his van. He's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back in the van. Shuts it. And he's like, thank you for your business, sir. And he just like rolls off.
And then he's like, wait, I have another $1.
It's too late.
I love it.
That's great. There's nothing like
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, hey, it's really been great talking barbecue with you guys.
Hey,
Peace.
There it is. Later, guys.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. All right, we would like to give a special thanks to FOGO Premium Hardwood Lump Charcoal, Bolner's Fiesta Spices, CoolieNation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, YETI Cooler, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Texas Brew Hopper. We appreciate their support. Y'all guys go check them out.